What's up, Ben? How's it going, man?
All right, Benji, how are you?
I'm all good. Listen, a big game on Sunday in the Premier League is Newcastle against Arsenal. We are recording this video. Let's just tell the people we're recording on Thursday before Arsenal actually play against CSKA Moscow in the Europa League. That's the focus for Arsenal going into towards the end of the season, right? It's the Europa League. It's not the Premiership. Although last weekend Arsenal picked up a 3-2 win over Southampton.
Yeah, they weren't great though, but yeah.
Yeah, so what do we think about this weekend? I mean, Newcastle, they look pretty safe as well now after last weekend's win over Leicester in the Premier League.
Yeah. Well, Rafa Benitez said after that game they needed one more win. They're on 38 points. He wasn't giving it all. He wasn't saying we're done.
Yeah.
This, to me, looks like a game Newcastle have a real chance of winning. I think the crowd will be up for it. I think Newcastle played very well at Leicester. They put a good run of results together. I think the clip that was doing the rounds on social of them making like 7 50-50 tackles in
15 seconds.
It was a few seconds.
Yeah.
That is exactly what that is. I think what every football fan wants to see of their team. But I think Newcastle specifically, because I think their sides have sometimes been lacking a bit of heart and battle desire.
Yeah.
So they were good. Benitez says one more win. St James's Park will be full, be rocking. I think everyone remembers the 4-4 comeback. That's still fresh in the memory. And I think the big question is, will Arsenal be bothered, regardless of, we don't know the result for tonight, but will they be bothered if they win or go out? I mean, it would be a surprise if they go out, but, you know, let's say they win. They're going to put all their eggs in the Europa League basket. I think the only thing Newcastle should probably fear is Aubameyang.
Yes.
Because Aubameyang is not available for the Europa League and he's started really well, 6 goals in 7 games.
Exactly.
He's had an excellent start to the Premier League, nearly as good as basically Aguero started the Premier League. So you're looking at a top-class striker. So I think Newcastle got to be worried about that. But again, we're looking at one of these sides that have good consistency in their team selection. Dubravka was a really good signing. Lascelles has been great throughout the season. Kennedy's been a great signing. Shelby's come on. I think up top they're a little bit light with Joselu and Dwight Gale. I think they're not great options, but Jose Perez was excellent against Leicester. I mean, letting Mitrovic go. I think Mitrovic looks the perfect striker for Newcastle, but obviously he's doing it at Fulham. Different story. But Newcastle just look well set. They've had a week's rest. At least half of the Arsenal team will probably have, come back from Russia, only arrived on Friday morning. So I don't think Newcastle can ask for more than this, and they'd probably take a point as well.
Yeah, I agree with you. On Arsenal's makeup this Sunday projecting, obviously Aubameyang will definitely be playing. You can take that to the bank. Granit Xhaka's also got a good chance of playing because he's going to miss their Cheska match with the flu. He should be recovered by Sunday, you would expect. Interesting, Mohamed El Neni, he's also in contention after that red card last weekend. That got rescinded. Right. So he's now available again for those 3 games.
He actually played pretty well against Southampton. I think he's one of the bright spots of Arsenal's season because he got rewarded with a new contract. He's looked decent. I'm not sure he's a top-class Premier League player, but I think he's done well. And
I also think Arsene Wenger, he gave us an indication about how Arsenal are going to tackle the rest of the Premier League season in the Southampton game by starting Reiss Nelson for his first time. I wouldn't be surprised if Reiss Nelson got another run out this weekend, whether he starts or comes off the bench. Also this week, Ben, the stories are that Reiss Nelson's about to sign a new contract with Arsenal. They're locking him down. He's an excellent talent, got great promise. So Arsenal fans will hope that they'll use this back end of the season to blood some of these players, maybe try something a bit new. Maybe Rob Holding will come in this weekend. Something more.
I think one of the interesting things about Arsenal is also 2 up front. You've got Welbeck, who played very well last week. Goal, assist, and that big miss, but he won the game effectively against Southampton. And I think the big question for Arsenal going forward is whether Lacazette and Aubameyang can play together. That seems to be possible with what they've done with Welbeck and Aubameyang and Lacazette playing together. At least maybe not starting together, but for significant chunks of games. So maybe that won't happen in this game, but I think that's one of the things they'll look to do. Agreed. With Welbeck.
So here are how we think the sides might line up. I mean, this is obviously an early stab in the dark. Don't be surprised if there are big changes to this.
And Newcastle in red.
Yeah, and Newcastle are in red. But I don't know, Newcastle look pretty solid, especially that midfield. Richie,
yeah, Diane's been really good. Yeah. He's been really good since he's come in. I think he dovetails really well with Shelby. That's made a big difference.
I can see Iwobi playing in this game as well this weekend, maybe. We'll have to see what happens at the back. Cech should come back in. He's been the regular guy in the Premier
League. Well, he will because Ospina's injured, so Cech will definitely play this one, unless there's something goes wrong at CSK tonight.
I just want to ask you a quick question, Ben, before we tune off about Rafa Benitez. I've read some people this week saying, listen, he's not going to happen, but should Rafa Benitez really be in the conversation for manager of the season in the Premier League?
Yeah, because I think their squad's basically championship quality, and he's done really well. They've always looked prepared for games. I think that's made a big difference. And they haven't lost heavily, or I can't think of them losing heavily to some of the big teams.
Yeah.
Or not crazy heavily anyway.
No, they had that great performance, the defensive performance against Manchester City where they lost 1-0. That was almost the blueprint for a lot of clubs this season.
Yeah. So he's done well. And yeah, he's done well. I'm not sure manager, Sean Dyche has done a better job than Benitez this season. But look, I think it's a critical summer for Newcastle because they keep Benitez, they get a new owner, or the current owner puts some money in and they could push on.
Yeah.
Obviously, it could go the other way. I think with Sociedad this week. Although I think that's a bit of a step back for Benitez. I think Unai Emery's going there. But regardless, Benitez done really well.
By the way, I do think it will be Pep Guardiola who wins manager of the season. I think that's pretty obvious. Ben, prediction: Newcastle versus Arsenal.
2-1. Aubameyang to score and Newcastle to win.
Wow. I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. Lots of goals. Should be exciting. I think Newcastle will be quite happy with that, and so will Arsenal. Should be a cracking game at St James's Park on Sunday. Let us know what you think in the comments below and hit subscribe.
Thank you.